Hello and welcome to Cần Thơ News of Cần Thơ Radio and Television Station. Here are today's headlines. Online conference by the Prime Minister to evaluate the results of 10 months of implementing Directive No. 01 on strengthening fire prevention and fighting in the new situation. Seminar on economics, business and management for sustainable development by the FPT Education Organization. Vietnam is forecasted to export over 8 million tons of rice with a total value of approximately $4.5 billion in 2023. Top news today. On the morning of November 5th, Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính chaired a national online conference to evaluate the result of 10 months of implementing Directive No. 1, dated January 3rd, 2023 of the Prime Minister on strengthening fire prevention and fighting in the new situation. Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính emphasized the party's position on fire prevention, fighting and rescue during discussions with ministries, departments and branches at the central government and localities. As a result, it is vital to develop the party committee's leading function, the management and the administration of state management agencies, and the active engagement of citizens and companies. To accomplish success in fire prevention and fighting, people and businesses must be viewed as the center, resource, driving force, and target in fire prevention, fighting, and rescue. The Prime Minister also underlined that while recent fire prevention, fighting, and rescue efforts have yielded some hopeful results contributing to people's peace, it is equally critical to recognize the weaknesses and limitations that must be addressed as soon as possible. The FPT Education Organization on the morning of November 5th organized a seminar on economics, business and management. Attending were representatives of departments and sectors of Cần Thơ City, experts, lecturers, researchers, economic students and educational institutions in many countries. The conference featured research by experts and lecturers from Vietnamese universities, as well as universities in the United Kingdom, Poland, Australia, and the United States, on the topic of economics and the foundation for sustainable development, critical factors in the field of economics, business, leadership and management, branding and communication as defined by the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, and how to turn information technology into an effective tool for business, using technology trends such as cloud computing applications and Web 5.0 to deploy green information technology. This is an opportunity to interact and share innovative viewpoints and methodologies in economic growth and human resource training to adapt to long-term development goals. Simultaneously, it allows speakers and participants to exchange and connect through experimental activities in order to learn about the regional economic and cultural life in Vietnam. In recent days, information about the increase in export rice prices has made many rice farmers happy, and according to business, Vietnam rice exports in 2023 will be a very spectacular year. Rice prices have increased dramatically since last August due to many factors such as the rice export ban by India and some other countries. According to the Ministry of Industry and Trade estimates, Vietnam exported more than 7 million tons of rice, worth roughly $4 billion in the last 10 months, a rise of 17% in volume and 35% in value over the same time in 2022. It is predicted that this year, Vietnam will export over 8 million tons of rice with a total value of approximately $4.5 billion, the biggest figure ever and a good year for Vietnam rice exports. Analysts predict that rice prices will stay high in 2024, with prices not falling below $640 to $650 per ton. The root of the problem is that the world's rice supply is becoming increasingly scarce, and Vietnam has the opportunity to export rice. Calculations show that the needs of many countries around the world, including traditional markets like the Philippines, Indonesia, and China, are being met. According to data from the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, total investment capital in agriculture in the Mekong Delta in 2023 reached about 100,000 billion Vietnamese dong, an increase of 15% compared to the previous year.
Recently, the government, along with the ministry, central branches, and localities in the Mekong Delta region, has issued numerous policies and carried out numerous support actions in order to attract investment in agriculture and rural development, support for research and application of science and technology, support for interest rates, taxes, charges, and tax exemptions, and reductions for agricultural and rural development investment projects, as well as long-term land leases and support for altering land use objectives. Thanks to the above policies, attracting investment to the Mekong Delta has positive changes.
According to a report citing data from Google, Temasek, and Bain & Company, the total transaction value GMV of Vietnam digital economy reached about $23 billion in 2022, an increase of 28% compared to the previous year.
Up to 14 billion United States dollars of the total originates from the e-commerce sector. If Vietnam's digital economy reaches 49 billion United States dollars by 2025, e-commerce could account for 32 billion United States dollars, more than roughly 65%. In the years 2025 to 2030, Vietnam is expected to sustain 19% compound growth in the region. According to predictions, approximately 60 million Vietnamese consumers, or about two-thirds of the population, engaged in online shopping in 2022, with an average purchasing value per capita of 260 United States dollars to 285 United States dollars, about 6.1 million Vietnamese dong to 6.7 million Vietnamese dong.
From the beginning of the year until now, the Cần Thơ City Public Library has provided information resources to nearly 3 million readers.
Cần Thơ City Library continues to promote initiatives such as distributing books to readers via the multimedia mobile library vehicle service program, displaying at cultural tours events, holding grassroots events, encouraging reading culture, and targeting young people. The unit has added 29,000 copies of books since the beginning of the year, completing 100% of the yearly blend. Simultaneously, it works on resolving issues for some district libraries that are not equipped to adopt information technology programs.
From the beginning of the year until now, Cần Thơ City Employment Service Center has provided employment consulting, employment policies, and vocational training to over 14,000 people.
Cần Thơ City Employment Service Center also introduced almost 1,330 people to domestic and overseas occupations and provided nearly 200 people with domestic and foreign labor through activities such as house meeting day recruiting and employment consulting stations at colleges, universities, and districts. Collect over 805,000 unfilled job opportunities from businesses and enter the information of over 360 job seekers into the database system.
According to the Ministry of Transport, all road toll stations now have installed equipment and operate an automatic non-stop toll collection system in which all highway routes collect non-stop tolls. As of September, the country had approximately 4.9 million cars with automatic toll payment tags and open traffic accounts, accounting for more than 92% of total cars in circulation. The number of automatic toll payment transactions account for approximately 90% of total transactions through toll stations nationwide. The continuing functioning of the electronic toll collecting system has provided users with ease and addressed social needs, as evidenced by the constantly increasing number of vehicles with tags and traffic accounts opened. According to data from the Road Department, as of the end of September, the average toll collection at BOT road projects was around 1,100 billion Vietnamese dong each month. Coming up next is the weather forecast. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.